My name is Lisa Smith. I'm the Executive Director of the Bowie Business Innovation Center. We are a business accelerator and collaborative workspace for technology companies and government contractors. We are located on the campus of Bowie State University. And we are particularly proud that last year we launched America's first 8A accelerator, which has had some tremendous impact, and you'll be able to see that in the slides that follow my remarks. But for today, it's really important for me to let you all know that we are very proud to partner with the U.S. Black Chamber to provide technical assistance resources to the USBC members to help these businesses grow and really be very prosperous. We primarily serve Prince George's County, but in the new normal, we are branching out and we're expanding into more virtual counseling services as we're doing today. My team and I really look forward to working with the U.S. Black Chamber. We thank you so much for this opportunity, and I'm happy to have had a chance to share a few words with you. And as I said, the slides that you see on your screen will give you just a quick snapshot of some of the services that we provide and the economic impact that those our Business Accelerator clients and our 8A Accelerator clients have been able to provide in the last calendar year. Thanks.
We at Wells Fargo are committed to helping our small business customers experiencing hardships, including those resulting from the coronavirus disease. We are working as quickly as possible to help as many small business as we can through the PPP, as well as accommodations to our customers and our philanthropic efforts aimed at the widest small business community. As you may have heard, yesterday we announced that with the modification of our asset cap by the Fed, we are excited to expand our participation in the Paycheck Protection Program and offer loans to a broader set of its small business and nonprofit customers subject to the terms of the program. We have reopened our portal via Wells Fargo Business Online or Commercial Electronic Office, otherwise known as CEO, where eligible customers can click and get access to the Paycheck Protection Program. Learn more and answer a few simple questions, which takes less than 5 minutes. We'll then communicate with customers regarding next steps within a few days and keep them updated regularly by email on progress. I highly recommend that interested Wells Fargo customers go to www.wellsfargo.com/paycheck protection program. Again, that's www.wellsfargo.com/paycheck protection program for more information on eligibility and how to apply for a loan through the PPP. Finally, I want to note that since the beginning of this health crisis, Wells Fargo has, in the month of March alone, extended nearly $70 billion in new and increased commitments and outstanding loans to customers, including consumers, small business, and companies in the U.S. We've deferred more than 700,000 payments, representing almost $1.8 billion, and provided over 750,000 fee waivers exceeding $28 million for our customers impacted by this event. Working with small business owners, especially those represented by the USBC, is one of the most important things we do at Wells Fargo, and never more so than during this time of crisis. Whether through the PPP, customer accommodations, or philanthropic work, we're committed to helping as many small businesses as possible through the current situation and moving forward.
This is Kathy Cook with the U.S. Small Business Administration, and I'm here to explain the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. This is the first time in SBA's history that we have been able to serve the businesses of America for a pandemic disaster declaration. And I'm going to talk about the nuances of SBA's economic injury disaster loan as it relates to the coronavirus. A business can borrow up to $2 million. The interest rate for businesses is 3.75%. For nonprofits is 2.75%. These are disaster loans, and so that means they have to be repaid. You may be thinking, well, how can we repay? Our business is down, our businesses are closed. What is she thinking? The first payment on the economic injury disaster loans is postponed 11 months, so you won't even start paying for a year. Loans $25,000 and less don't require collateral. Loans above $25,000 do not require real estate to be pledged as collateral. You don't apply for these loans through a bank. SBA's Office of Disaster Assistance offers these economic injury loans direct from our office, and the disbursements are made direct from the U.S. Treasury. So they're different than the payroll protection program. In addition to being able to borrow $10,000, there is a forgivable portion of the loan. When you make your application, if you check a box, you will be entitled to up to $10,000 in what we call an EIDL, or Economic Injury Disaster Loan Advance. That is based on the number of employees you have in your business. That's called a forgivable loan. Another good component of our business loans is the fact that you can borrow as much as you need, but you don't have to accept the loan. If you applied for the economic injury disaster loan and the economic injury loan advance, and for some reason you were turned down for the economic injury loan, you still can get the advance, the up to $10,000 forgivable loan. Even if you were declined for credit, even if you were declined for repayment ability. Generally, the process is you submit an application, the loan officer processes it, and then we send the information over to our legal department. They draw up loan closing documents, and once those are executed, is when we can make disbursements. These loans are working capital loans, and they're designed to keep your business in business. What I mean by that is during this time when your business has ceased to operate or slowed down, you still have obligations to pay your rent, to pay mortgage, to pay accounts payable on such things as your inventory, machinery and equipment, janitorial services, security, lights, utilities. All of those things don't stop because your business has stopped. So SBA's economic injury disaster loans are designed to provide you with that working capital that can keep your business in business so that you can continue to make payroll, you can pay the rent, or if you have a mortgage on your business property, again, the accounts payable, which would include inventory, machinery and equipment, leasehold improvements, all the things that you would have paid for had the disaster not occurred. What's not allowable is you cannot refinance debt. So let's suppose that you have a flower shop and you own the flower shop subject to a mortgage on the building, and you want to take the $50,000 from the economic injury disaster loan and pay the mortgage off. You can't do that because you wouldn't have done that had the disaster not occurred. You would be entitled to make the regular payments that you could have paid had the disaster not occurred. The application has been streamlined tremendously. It does not require you to submit financial information as far as tax returns, profit and loss, balance sheets. It asks a series of questions, and one of them would be, what are your gross sales? What are your costs of goods sold if you're a for-profit business? And if you're nonprofit, then it would ask for your operating expenses. Then it asks a series of questions. How many employees do you have? What kind of business are you? The answers to all these questions might take 10 or 15 minutes at most. And once you get to the end of the application, there will be a question. I'm interested in the up to $10,000 economic injury disaster loan advance. If you check that box, then SBA will be considering you for working capital to keep the business in business. And again, those are to pay the fixed and ordinary expenses and debts that could have been paid had the disaster not occurred. And you would also then be considered for up to $10,000 in a forgivable loan. The purpose of these loans are trying to keep you in business until things normalize. The first payment, not being for 1 year, should allow us to get through this coronavirus crisis, the business to start up, and the business to ramp up to its pre-disaster condition. There is no obligation to take the loan, and there's no cost to apply. There are costs to close the loan in that if we need to file a deed and your county requires documentary stamps, that's kind of a tax on filing, then you would pay for that. We are currently not taking real estate as collateral, but we are taking a security interest in your business assets that are inventory, machinery and equipment, leasehold improvements. And so we would require a payment to file that particular document with the courthouse. And that's a courtesy that we would do for the business owner. We don't want people to count yourself out. You may apply for the economic injury loan. You may check the box and apply for the up to $10,000 forgivable loan, and you may apply for the Paycheck Protection Program. All three of those. And between the bank and SBA, we're going to hopefully help you keep your business in business without duplicating efforts. And what I mean by that is you can't get money from SBA for payroll with an economic injury disaster loan and then also get the loan for the payroll through the PPP program. But again, SBA's economic injury loan is not just for payroll. It's for all the fixed debts and obligations that you would have had the disaster not occurred. And again, this is for small businesses. It's for small agricultural cooperatives, aquaculture businesses, and most private nonprofits. Churches are now eligible. This is a change that occurred within the last few days and interpretation of the act. So please consider not only your business, but the business of your vendors, and consider the supply chain and consider your community and share this information with everyone. If you want to apply, you go to www.sba.gov. Again, there's no cost to apply except the time it takes to fill out the application and answer those simple questions. And with that, I will turn it over to the next speaker.
We wanted to let you know that we do have a series of other webinars coming up. So I'm sure that slide outlines all of the webinars, and we also have them on our website for you to register for as well. So please go to the usblackchambers.org site /cares-act/ for more information. You can reach us directly at usblackchambers.org as well. And we thank all of you today for participating and having us be able to work through this session and be able to share this information that you can take back to your chambers as well as to your other business colleagues. Thank you again to all of our folks behind the scenes, Kevin Vaughn, Crystal Glass, Heather Holmes, who works total magic, Talisha Beckovac, Andrew Wen, Jamon Phoenix, and John Stanford, and all of our other partners, specifically Wells Fargo, who've helped to make this happen. Again, visit our URL. We will have another session next Thursday at 2 p.m., and you'll see these sessions at some point be available on demand so that you're able to access them at any time. So thank you so much for your patience, for hanging in there with us. Enjoy your day, and please stay safe.